Hello everybody and welcome back to Jake's RC Stuff, and unfortunately, as you can see, there has been yet another twin disaster. A twin disaster, you could even say. If you're not sure, look on the channel for the My Twin Dream. This is of course our S1100, which flew for approximately 5 seconds. Now, to explain what happened, two things are important for this story. Number one, I had set up some dual rates on everything, so elevator and aileron, 50, 75 and 100% on a switch. And I was using one of the 5200 4S multi-star packs, the green ones from Hobby King, pushed all the way forward because I wasn't really sure where the CFG was, and I thought, well, I'd rather have it way too far forward than anywhere near too far back. So the plane was launched, full throttle manual mode, FY41 in here. If you didn't know, there was a full build series on this plane, and there'll be a full fixing series. Anyway, so it took off, and it was a little bit wobbly to begin with. I was having to hold a fair amount of up because of the mixture. I set off a middle rate, so I was only getting 75% elevator, and it was very nose heavy. And as it went off, for the very first impression, because as I say, it flew for about 5, maybe 10 seconds at the most, the plane seemed very stable. Yeah, especially because it had a lot of up elevator in it. It was kind of struggling slightly. Seemed very stable, seemed very nice, and is one of the reasons why I am going to look at either repairing this or buying another one. But it's very, very gutless. Even on decent 6x4/5 props on these motors I think are a mistake for this model. It's mini quad motor, so it's what they recommend, but maybe because of the big battery or the amount of stuff I've put in here, really not suitable. And I actually have some replacements I'm going to talk about in a moment. But as it took off, all of a sudden, because you know the twin motor sort of whine, the way they sort of hum together in harmony, it was obvious that one of them was slowing down, and from my understanding it was this one that was right from the back, because obviously it was flying away from me. Now, the plane began to roll over, and now you got to remember as well is I am only on 75% rates. So, because of the motor pulling me over, I shut off the motor, levelled the plane out, heaved on the up elevator, and it disappeared over the side behind a small hill. It's a very small drop, nothing too bad. And I thought, well, that was lucky, because if it had done it, say, as soon as the plane was let go of, I wouldn't have been able to gain just enough height to roll it level. And I could have possibly brought it back on the one motor, but I didn't want it to risk it rolling over again. And you can actually still see that the servos are pulled forward, so if I put that there, you can still see that they are still, oops, I've moved that slightly now, but they were in the up position. So basically it looked like it had just landed, and I fully expected to walk over to it, pick it up, and it'd be fine. But as you can clearly tell by the fact that one wing's off and the front's missing, that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, there was a more or less 80% knocked down dry stone wall, that if the dry stone wall is across this edge of the video transmitter, my plane landed directly there. If it had been 2 feet either left or right, it would have been fine. It's running exactly parallel with the wall, hit the wall and flipped over onto the other side. And as you can see, it's made a real mess of the front. This unfortunately has made more of a mess than the My Twin Dream in terms of the electronics. So, for example, I've got to try and solder back on and hope that it still works the airspeed sensor that was on the front. The camera as well might also be knackered. I haven't tested it, but it's it was right on the front of the plane. It's hit a wall, and unfortunately, I'm not sure if it's still in the garden. It is. The 5200, which are now not being sold anymore, was damaged. If you looked at one of the cells, you can actually see the sort of folded up lithium inside it. I presume that's the lithium, or is it the polymer? I don't know, but you know, the sheets of whatever makes up inside of a LiPo cell. No fire or any smoke, sadly, and it's just the one cell, so maybe it could have been converted into a 3S5000, but I don't really use them anymore. So yeah, that's, I think I paid 20 quid for them at the time, so it wasn't too bad. I only lost 20 quid, but to try and, you know, get the same things again, you're looking at about 30 now. You know, so if because they don't do many more, and the new Turnigy ones are ridiculously expensive. I recently got these for another project. These are 20C5000 4S's, and they're like 24 quid, I think. So I'm gonna have to get a couple more of them, because I've only got one of those green ones left now, and they're for the BFG glider. So yes, I mean, this front, I'm not really surprised, because it had a very heavy battery, stuck all the way in the front, and this foam, something about this foam, when I've been building this plane, like, it looks very dry, if that makes sense in here. It almost looks like it wasn't, like the foam balls weren't glued together somehow very well, I don't know. I mean, the reason this wing has separated, I mean, I'm surprised that both elevons have separated. I mean, that one's almost all the way, and this one is completely off. We do have it. But the main reason why this is broken is because it's broken actually directly where that stupid wing tube joiner is, so that if you want to take the wings off, you could do that. That's where that's broken. And then this farting carbon fibre thing in the front, because it's put in when it's being moulded, isn't actually glued in. It just sort of sits there, so it doesn't produce anywhere near as much strength. And in fact, it's actually snapped as well, look. So that's annoying, I've got to replace that. In fact, I'm going to take it out, so never mind. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to rebuild this one or buy another one, but I was impressed with the 5 seconds I had before it all went wrong. And what I've actually bought for it is two of these. These are the Sunny Sky 2018 14 1250 kV. So these are the same motors used on the Mini Talon. And I've got two of them, 8x6. If I need extra room, they can drop down to probably 7x6 as well. Because I mean, these are 6x4s, and you can see there's plenty of room. I think we'll be fine, just to give it some more oomph. But yeah, I mean, this is my own fault of this motor side working. Not sure if a speed controller or motor that caused the problem. Would I recommend that you buy this plane, is if that's the reason that you've come to this video? I would say yes. As I say, this is broken at a very unfortunate point, at a weak point, and the whole reason that this crashed anyway was nothing to do with the model, as opposed to the S800, which crashed because a mixture of build issues and the fact that the build issues were fixed in this one. I'll just pull that copper rod out of that wing. So this S11, so the S1100 has improved on the S800, because it was some of the things where the S800 just left you to do things. I didn't do it very well, so I don't fully blame the S800, and then it crashed. Whereas this, for example, these were all done properly. So that's it for now. I've got someone calling me very annoyingly, so we'll leave it for now, and I'm going to go back to the sort of policy that I used to have of having a plane being repaired and a new plane being built. I'm probably going to do something to sort of race around FPV for now. So I actually have the Mini AR wing, or the Nano AR wing, whatever it's called. I might bring that down and build that. I'm actually going to put this back in the shed and go back to the the My Twin Dream, because that's more or less fixed now. It just needs a small part 3D printing to keep the wings on, and it also needs the all the electronics putting back in again. So this is going to go back in the shed on the shelf for now, and I'm also going to get a plane down. It's either going to be the Mini AR wing, or it's going to be the looks like a Drac Dart XL. Get that down and get that built. I won't be buying, if you've missed that video, I won't be buying the new Talon GT, at least for now. I'm going to wait for someone to review it before I get involved with it. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. And yeah, so I shouldn't be trusted with twins. Yeah, well, thank you all for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.